massagist, past life healer, regression therapist, and a coach. So today I'm here to take our conversation to yet another topic of ours, that's clear senses. But before that, I want to share something really interesting which excited me the whole past week, and I really want to share it with you. So a friend of mine around a week back called me at 10 o'clock in the night, and she said that she's lost a pouch full of gold ornaments of her mother, which was in her safekeeping. And this sounded very complex to me, so I asked, what is it that I can do for you? She told me that she wants me to connect with the gold pouch and tell her where it is. I was pretty surprised. I said, sorry, I am not able to do that. I can't do that because I've never done that, and this is not what healing is all about. This is not healing is all about. What I can do is I can connect with you and understand why you've come into a situation where you've lost something that precious, and why you're in a position where your in-laws, your husband and your mother are in position where they can blame you for losing something that precious, when you were just a person who was to safekeep it. So I said, I can do that much. So she said, yeah, there's a lot of mess going on in her house because of all this, and she wants me to heal that at least if I can't connect with the gold pouch. I said, fair enough, let's do it tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, the next morning I got up, and the first thing in the morning I did was connect with her being, with her subconscious, how I heal actually. I connected and I tried to understand. While I was healing her blocks, her karma for losing such an important thing, such a precious thing, and becoming a point of target for blame from everyone for different reasons because of this one thing, I was healing it, and I could sense where the gold pouch is, and I was very unsure because that has happened with me for the first time, and I never knew whether it's for real or it's my concern out of her, for her, it's happening because of my concern for her, or what is it. But the understanding, the sensing was very clear, the message came very clearly, and it came after I healed all her karma. So I was very unsure to how to communicate that with her, because just the night before I told her, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that. So the next morning when I did the healing, and I called her up and I told her I've done the healing, but I want to suggest that you go back to your mother's place and clean a particular almirah. Now she was very intrigued by my suggestion. She said, why would I do that? And I'm really scared of going to my mom's house because she's really angry and she'll say something to me. I said, yeah, I totally understand, but still just listen to me and go there. She said, okay, I'll see. She's a working woman and she obviously is squeezed on time all the time, like everyone is. So she said, okay, I'll try. The next day, again, I'm called up in the morning and I said, did you go? She said, no, I could not, and I'm really scared. I again counseled her to go, and then that day also passed, she didn't go. On the third day, I kind of insisted that you have to go. If you're not going, then I'm coming with you. So she realized that it's something that I really want her to do. So she said, okay, I'm going. And she went, and she cleaned up that wardrobe of hers, that particular wardrobe, and she found that gold pouch. And it was a sense of excitement for both of us, because we found something which was missing. But more than that, it was a validation for me that if you heal a karma underneath, if you are dealing with a situation, there's a karma which is out playing. And it's not that you cannot connect with the thing, you can connect with. It's not about jadoo tona or anything like that. It's about, if you heal your karma behind that situation that has happened, you can actually access anything at all. And obviously I tried to find few things after that which I could not. So I'm sure this happened for a reason, to give me a validation and to give my friend a validation, but that's what it was, I believe. So this was about the exciting aspect that happened the last week, but today we are here to talk about clear senses. So what are clear senses? But before we go into discussion of clear senses, let's talk about very basic senses. So we have we are born with five senses: sense of vision, sense of audience, hearing, sense of smell, sense of taste, and sense of feeling. That is done through our skin. And what do we experience with all these five senses? We experience our environment, our external environment. Even for our own self, we experience ourselves and our environment through these five senses. But just come to think about it, that these senses help you to experience the physical environment that you have around you. So do you remember we talked about that we are not only body, we are a soul as well. We are a part of that divine, that white light, that enormous supreme power that is also flowing in us, that makes us human being. The complete combination of our physical being, which is made up of these five elements, and that white light, totality brings us as a human being. So these five senses help us to understand and experience and recognize ourselves in this physical world. But there is another level also. There is a connection that you have with divine also, with the supreme power which made you, which is a part of which you are a part of as a soul. So we are born with these five senses. We are born with another sense, that is intuition, which connects us to our divine, to our creator. Now we all are born with it, but you would say that most of you would say that we don't experience it, we have never experienced it, or we don't know about it. So I would say that we have a tendency which has happened through lifetimes and lifetimes, where we've lost the touch or the understanding of the sixth sense. Why so? Because whenever we used to have intuition, it used to be for a negative thing, or we have a tendency to associate it with a negative thing. Let's say something bad is about to happen and you're feeling, oh, I'm having butterflies in my stomach, or I have a gut feeling something bad is about to happen, and let's say that happens, then you associate, okay, because I had this feeling, so it happened. You don't see it other way around, that it was about to happen and you could sense it earlier. You see it just the opposite way. You say that since I have 32 teeth in my mouth, since I have black tongue, whatever I say, that happens. But this is not how it is. So what has happened? You have associated this sense with negatives, with some bad happenings in your life, and so you associated this sense with fear. Now, if you associate something with fear, you want to suppress it. You don't want to experience it. Obviously, if something you experience and that happens, and that's something bad about in your life, why would you like to experience it? No. So you suppress it. And there comes a time when you stop listening to that sixth sense. But we are always born with that sixth sense as well. So let's understand what is that made up of. There is a complete understanding to that. That sixth sense or intuition is actually called clear sense, and that clear sense is a combined word for lot of senses, lot of, like clairvoyance, the vision, the ability to see something which is not there physically. You see dreams, they are given to you through your clairvoyance. You're sleeping at that time, but you still can see, and people can see vivid dreams. You can see colors, you can see places. So what is all that? That is clairvoyance. People hear, when clairaudiences, when you hear without that words being spoken physically. Same way there is clairsentience. That is the gut feeling. Lot of people have that gut feeling. That happens, like that arises from the solar plexus or sacral chakra. Then there is claircognizance, the thought. You don't know from where you've got the thought. I just know this job is not good for me. I just know that boy is not good for you. That thought, you don't have any logical understanding why you've received that thought or why you even think like that. But that is your clear cognizance. Same way we have, say, a um, clear smell, clear presence. When you know that somebody is there but you can't physically see somebody, that is clear presence. So this is the combination of any two makes your clear sense. It can be clear audience and clairvoyance. You can hear things and you can see things. I'm not saying you start you don't confuse it with hallucination or anything. It's like you just know that this is happening, and this is your connection with the divine. So you are always connected with the divine if you recognize it. You can receive answers in healing or our gurus or our सिद्ध people, सिद्ध लोग जो होते हैं वो अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो रिसीव करते हैं क्रिएटर से, वो इन्हीं क्लियर सेंसेस की वजह से करते हैं. सो द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एनी ऑफ दीज टू is what we use while we are healing or while we are connecting with our higher self or with the creator, with the divine, and that is how it goes about. Since we have suppressed it, so we do not know how to know how to get information through them. That's it. But they are there. So the first step to recognize your clear senses or start listening to your clear senses is recognition of that the clear senses are existent, are part of your being, and you still have clear senses. So you just have to recognize what two combinations that you're working with, and that's how you start recognizing your clear senses. So this is about clear senses. I'm very sure you will have tons of questions about it. One question which comes to me through inquiries a lot, that is, are you clairvoyant? People call me and ask me, are you clairvoyant? They mean to ask me that, are you a person who can see the visions, who can see which is not physically there. So a person who can connect to divine and has affirmed that, has made it a point, is also called a clairvoyant person. But that's not all. Everybody has it, and everybody has the power to recognize it within themselves. So this is for now. I would love to have questions about this, and I would love to clarify everything about it, whatever I can with my given wisdom and knowledge. So right now, thank you from here, and bye, take care, God bless.